everybody? It's your boy Eddie here and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And for today's video, we're going to be reviewing a sneaker that I am extremely excited for and happy to have in hand. However, I do want to mention that this review would have came out sooner, but the release date of the sneaker was the same birthday as somebody very special to me. Yeah, I put the context clues together on that, but obviously I'm going to go chill with my wife and have fun for her birthday and celebrate it and all that type of stuff. Now with that being out of the way, let's just get right into the formalities pretty briefly. So definitely be sure to smash that subscribe button down below as well as that notification bell. And if you are already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that, because again, in order for me to hit the milestones, the channel got to keep growing and I can't do that without y'all. And now with those formalities being out of the way, let's just get right into what you came here for, which is none other than the Nike SB Jordan 4 in the navy colorway. And guys, based off of first impressions, I 100% have to say that this is a cop, and another cop. This sneaker is so fire in hand, and personally for me, y'all already know blue is my favorite color. I'm going to say off the rip that these are better than the pine green colorway. And I know a lot of people are going to say they rock with the pine green SBs more than these navies just because it was the original. It was a colorway that we haven't really seen before. And pretty much they're going to say that it's just a color swap of the original pine green colorway. And what I have to say to that is that you're absolutely right. However, my favorite color is blue. I like how they went with an all white upper instead of that sail, because if you were to compare the pine green colorway to this navy blue SB4, you would see that there is a difference in the shade of white that they use. So the sail is a little bit more age yellow as opposed to this being an all white and navy blue sneaker, which I absolutely love. So when it comes to the inspiration and history behind the shoe, there isn't really much to talk about with this SB Navy 4 because it's just a different colorway of the 2023 Nike SB4 Pine Green. Pretty much what they did with the SB4 Pine Green is retool the whole entire Jordan 4 model. So one retooling example that I want to use about this SB Jordan 4 model is the fact that it's just way more comfortable. If you compare this pair to the 2021 Air Jordan 4 Lightnings, it has a little bit more space. The ride is better when you're just walking. It just feels better overall in comparison to the older Jordan 4 models. And then there's one big one, but I'll save that for the details of the video. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's gonna go over the inspiration and history behind the shoe. It's just a retool model of the already existing Air Jordan 4 silhouette. And I truly believe that these SB Jordan 4s are way more comfortable than any of the OGs or retro releases of the Air Jordan 4 models. But definitely let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. So now with this being out of the way, let's just get right into the box details pretty briefly. And we do have our standard sail SB box right here. However, the only difference is the fact that instead of it being a Nike SB box, it does have that Jordan Flight logo. Then when going onto this side of the box, you can see that we do have that plain sail shiny detail. Then when going onto this side, the same sheen applies. However, we do have a Jumpman logo as well as a Nike SB detail on the left side of the box. Then when going onto this side, we do have that same plain Jane detail. And then finally, we do have the sticker tag right here. And it does read off as Air Jordan 4 Retro SP, and the SP stands for Special Projects. And then the colorway shown is Summit White, White, and Navy. And of course, this is what I was talking about in comparison to the Pine Green SB4s. So instead of it being Summit White on the Pine Green SB4s, the colorway on the box said Sail and Pine Green. So that's just something else to note right there. And then when it comes to sizing, I did not hit these from my local skate shops. It don't make sense right now. Since the unions dropped in February, it's been very hard for me to get my size on these releases. It makes no sense. So now when going back onto the sticker tag, as I just mentioned, I wasn't able to hit my size, so I got these in a size 9. Big shout out to my boy Nate Dogs for hitting these sneakers and letting me review them, because if not, I would have had to wait like a week or two to get my personal pair in from that skate shop. So again, shout out to my boy Nate Dogs and shout out to Blue Towel Skate Shop for the legitimate W. So when it comes to the sizing of the sneaker, I 100% recommend to go with your true to size because they fit absolutely comfortable, they feel great, and in comparison to a standard Air Jordan 4, they are amazing. So you're not going to feel any pinky toe pain or anything like that. So I recommend one more time to 100% go with your standard Air Jordan 4 true to size, and you'll be good with that. So now with the sizing being out of the way, guys, let's just briefly open this box lid. And as you can see, there's nothing here. But what we have on the inside of the box is the cement print wax tissue paper with the gray speckles on it. And right inside that, we have our standard white wax tissue paper, which each sneaker is individually wrapped in, which I think is great and gives a more premium vibe to the sneaker. And now in focusing onto the details of this beautiful sneaker right here, as you can see, the upper primarily consists of an all white leather. We do have some navy blue hints, as well as this gray suede. And on the outsole of the sneaker, you can see that we do have some gum bottom. So that's primarily what this whole entire sneaker consists of. But what we're going to focus on first is this beautiful toe box right here. And this is an all white leather toe box, some pretty decent leather material as well. And surrounding that toe box is this gray mud guard right here made out of suede material. It isn't as hairy as the pine greens, which is a little bit disappointing. But one thing I do have to say is that maybe there are some pairs out there that are a little bit more hairier than others, because with the Pine Green SB4s, I literally hit like 7 to 8 pairs, I'm gonna say, and some of them had this kind of suede on the mudguard and some of them had a hairier suede. So it definitely may depend on the pair that you got. But from what I've seen from the navy blue pairs, they toned down the hairiness significantly. Now, moving towards the top of the shoe, there is this web netting right here, which I do love on the SB4s because it definitely feels a little bit more movable in comparison to the retro Jordan 4s. And then right above that, there are some all white laces. Unfortunately, with the SB4s, you don't get an extra pair of laces, and that may be some bad news for people, but for me, I do prefer the all white laces. Then when moving towards the top of the tongue, there is this beautiful Air Jordan Flight tongue tab right here. So the Jumpman itself is all red, which does add a nice little contrast to the sneaker itself. And right below that, we do have the script Flight logo right there in that navy blue colorway, and which is standard to all of the Air Jordan 4s. When you flip this tongue over, you could see that Air Jordan upside down detail. Then when moving on to the lateral side of the sneaker right here, I do want to focus on to the eyelets really briefly. So we do have these very nice navy blue eyelets. However, it is made out of a softer material in comparison to the retro 4s. These aren't as soft as the ones that we're about to see right now because these are at the bottom of the sneaker and your ankle or anything is not really going to hit, especially if you're doing like a kick flip or an ollie. These aren't as important as these right here. So when briefly going onto the top of the wings, you can actually see that the wings turn into the eyelet, which again is standard to the Air Jordan 4s. But this is a way softer material. Look how rubberized that is. It's definitely not as hard as the standard Air Jordan 4 wings, but that's obviously due to the fact that this was made with skateboarders in mind. These things would pretty much dig into your ankles, so that's pretty much why they made it a softer material and why I do love it a lot. And now moving on to my favorite detail of this sneaker is the back heel area of itself right here. So instead of having that Nike Air logo, we do have that Nike SB detail on the heel tab, which is not standard to a regular Air Jordan 4 Retro or OG, but standard to the SB Jordan 4s. And of course, the tooling on this is extremely different in comparison to the other ones because, as I mentioned, when you're doing tricks on a skateboard, a kickflip, a ollie, or anything like that, these things will literally dig into your ankle or your Achilles area, especially this, because of how hard it would be on a standard Air Jordan 4 Retro. However, with this, it's super flimsy, super rubberized. It's really great, man. You're not gonna feel that at all when you're doing tricks. Now when focusing onto the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows with the lateral side, so there's nothing else to report. So now let's just get right into the midsole of the sneaker. And as you can see, the midsole is pretty much standard to every Air Jordan 4. So now I'm focusing onto the air bubble of the sneaker. You can see that it is exposed, and this was the second pair of Air Jordans to have that exposed air bubble. Obviously, the 3s were the first one because that's what introduced the exposed air bubble overall in the Jordan line, but I really do love that detail and how you can see my hand through the air bubble. And when going onto the outsole of the sneaker, we do have this beautiful standard Air Jordan 4 traction pattern. However, it has been enhanced with the gum bottom, and as I mentioned earlier, this is really great for skateboarders because that gum detail just adds a different level of grip in comparison to the regular traction pattern. And this is going to be really great for when you put your foot on the board, and I just grab my right foot because I skate goofy. But aside from that, it's really going to be essential for skateboarding. You want to have that type of nice grip on the bottom of your sneaker. Obviously, there is grip tape on the board for a reason. However, if you cook your sneakers or if you're just wearing something that has a very slippery bottom, grip tape isn't always going to save you. So this gum detail is really great for that same exact reason that I just mentioned. Before we conclude this review, I do want to show you one final detail, which is the insole itself. And this is the same exact insole that we saw on the Pine Green SB4s, which is this all red insole. However, we do have a contrast with that white Nike SB detail right at the bottom of the insole. Pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the history as well as the details of the shoe. So now let's get right into this on full look, guys. Y'all, so that's going to conclude the review as well as the on full look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about this Nike SB Jordan 4 in the navy colorway. Is it a cop or drop? Based on this review, you guys already know my answer. This is 100% a cop. This is one of my favorite colors, and I just love that they put the Nike SB4 tooling with this color blocking. The gum details add so much flavor to the sneaker, as well as this red Jumpman detail. Very subtle, but it does add a pop to the sneaker. So this is probably one of my favorite Air Jordan 4s of all time. It really might have moved up my list that much, and I personally believe that these are better than the Pine Green SB4s. But it's really just about all preference and taste and all that type of stuff. So what I like, you may not like, or we may like the same things. It really don't matter. If you like these shoes, cop it. If you don't like them, don't cop them. It's pretty much as simple as that. So other than that, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that, because I got some milestones that I want to hit, and I cannot do that without y'all help. So I'll catch you on the next video, y'all. Peace.